Hello everyone and welcome back to my playthrough for Digimon World 2003, and I have done my homework, as they call it, and I am relatively confident that I shouldn't have any issues in going to Jewel Island, making it past the initial few Etamon up until the one who refuses to card battle you until his mic is returned to him, which was taken by Black Agumon, and then going down the 2 circuit boards which I will have to go down in pursuit of the Black Agumon who has Etamon's mic. The first one to card battle the Black Agumon, who then announces that he doesn't have Etamon's mic and that a different different Black Agumon has it. That then triggers the Black Agumon in the other circuit board, and you can then go to that circuit board, card battle him, get Etamon's mic, and then resume with the Jewel Island. And with the battles that I'm getting into, these kind of battles I'm not going to be able to do with one single standard attack. The only battles that I will be getting into in this server where I can do it in one attack will be the Divamon in this seabed. Other Digimon I wouldn't be able to do it for standard attack, and I'm choosing to use my confusion attack so that I confuse them and then I can just finish them off with standard attacks. I probably won't be getting attacked because they're going to be confused, and I'm only going to be using 90 MP per battle. That suits me better than using something like Gigafire, because even though it will probably do more damage, there isn't a guarantee of it killing in one, and then they'll get an attack which could put my HP down, putting my MP at risk when you count for healing. Not to mention that Gigafire costs 18 MP more than what my confusion attack costs. But I think it's tradition that in Divamon's Lake, when you're using the seabed or when you're using the fishing rod, any random battle that you get into is against Divamon. Doesn't matter what the server is, it's pretty much Divamon all the way. The only exception is the Cardmon when you're kicking trees or when you're fishing and it's a Cardmon that you get into a battle with. So I'm going to continue with my brown folder in the hope that there won't be any problems, and if there are any problems then I can always use a different one. Anyway, I can tell that my opponent doesn't have a freeze bug, just 6 white and no blue. If I go here, well, I guess this one is tougher than the Divamon, although still not exactly what I would call threatening, but let's just trash that. And I'm just looking at what I have. Well, I have another vicious hacking, so why not? And let's just rule out the possibility of him getting a combo that has, you know, a realistic chance of being threatening, and I think my Digimon will be able to see me through. whereas AP is only going to increase to 21, I think, because HP is not going to be anywhere near enough to survive. But I'm sure you can imagine that with 4 Patamons and a gold aura, that could have been a different, that could have been a whole different story. But thankfully, I have pretty advanced programming cards. Okay, well, I've got 4 Digimon. I have the option to steal one of his cards, well, Digimon cards, and the option to turn one of them to his hand. So I think I'll be okay. And I think I can afford for that to happen. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. So, a Black Master. Well, Black Folder may have been a better choice, but let's just see how my brown does. He's got 6 cards, they're all black, so no freeze bugs. Whereas I have 2 freeze bugs. Black energy, you can have that if you want it. Well, he's got a vicious hack in, but I can just use a freeze bug on that. Yeah, when you're using a vicious hack-in and you see a potentially dangerous program card, you don't necessarily need to use the vicious hack-in in order to trash that program card, because in my case I was able to not trash the program card, and then when it got used I had freeze bugs that I was able to use to stop the program card from being threatening. So I just decided to trash his most powerful Digimon card, because freeze bugs aren't going to help you against Digimon cards. Right, okay, well let's I could pick a card that's probably going to be of use, like a control part or a freeze bug or a vicious hack-in or something, but instead I'm going to allow for a bit of luck and use a charge terminal. I hope that that it works out better. Freeze bug, yes please. No vicious hack in there. See, I get a control parts and I get a Digimon card as well. And then 2 more Digimon cards. Am I gonna see another Lady Devimon, I wonder? No, I'm not. Because well, I was gonna say, I wondered if he had one of those, like, scramble ups. Can I afford for that to happen? I can. And then he was going to bring in like a 3rd Lady Devimon. Although a scramble up is a brown card, isn't it? And all of his cards were black, weren't they? So I don't know what I was thinking there. Well, that that couldn't really have gone badly because I had an Eclipse undo and I had a control parts. So, you know, I could do away with 2 of his Digimon cards while gaining 1 of them myself. I think this is the final Etamon before the one who won't fight, well, won't card battle. Card battling's hardly fighting, is it? Don't want to speak too soon, but I don't really foresee any problems here, because I think green folders are pretty lousy, to be honest. I mean, I would say that like brown is like sort of incomparable, really, and then with the colours, I would say black and white probably the best, probably followed by blue, and then I'd say red, and then green. I'm not really sure how to compare brown cards, to be honest. Not Eclipse undo. One of these things that brings back a card that's been trashed. Let's rule out any chance of that happening. I've got a freeze bug to stop the threatening program card. And let's just have a charge terminal to give me 2 more cards. I saw some potentially threatening Digimon cards, but I think that I've got a stronger hand than he has, and I've got a freeze bug as well. Make that 2 freeze bugs. Well, there's no possible combinations, so for the sake of time, I'll just allow the beast energy. Well, I say for the sake of time, it may have been quicker just to use a freeze bug. I don't know, but that was not at all threatening. I could afford for that to happen and much more. Okay, Etamon. Okay, I just went through the dialogue, the text twice, just to, because I wasn't sure if he was just going to say the same thing twice, which he did, or if he was going to say something and then say something different, and the different bit of text, the next bit of text, might have been the key for triggering the Black Agumon. That's why I just spoke to him twice, but he said the same thing both times, so I only needed to speak to him once, and it's triggered the whole thing. And the circuit board that I need to go to is in the Asuka server south sector, and it's at the Jungle Grave, and it is literally right next to where Sambamon was. Where Sambamon was when you needed a smelly herb in order to get rid of him, the circuit board hole is literally right next to that, like just before where Sambamon was. And if I've done my homework correctly, I do know of a route which will take me there relatively promptly, and it requires me to go from here to the Kicking Forest, down that ladder to the circuit board hole that I have used when changing between servers. When the circuit board hole that I use is in like the same place within the Kicking Forest, within both sectors, but it's sort of like connected to both sectors, and I've used it in the past when changing sectors, like when speaking to Airdramon and changing sectors and stuff. That's the circuit board that I'm going to go to, and it would make reasonable sense to change from this server to the Asuka server using that circuit board, so that I end up in the Asuka kicking forest and then taking the gondola to the south sector and then making my way on foot to the jungle grave. Although, again, this is depending on whether or not I've done my homework correctly. I think there is a quicker alternative, which I am going to try. That's hoping that I'm remembering things correctly. If it works, then great. If it doesn't work, then I'm not going to devote myself to it. I'll just go with the alternative that I just told you about, which means switching servers and then using the gondola. I have a lot of sympathy for like people who do speed runs for this game, because when they're, you know, needing to go from A to B and then back to A and then to C and then back to B and then back to C and then to D or whatever, I know that one of the most efficient like ways of making progress is, you know, using the circuit board. And speedrunners literally have to know the circuit boards inside out. I mean, they don't necessarily need to know the ins and outs of every single individual like circuit board hole, but certainly the ones that they do need to use, you know, they do need to know the ins and outs of those like specific ones, of, you know, where it's going to take them and stuff. So if I'm remembering correctly, when I come up here there's going to be two like potential paths, and the one that I'm not going to take... Oh, do I really want to battle in this guy? Okay, well, I am dependent on this working, because this guy could easily defeat me. Because he could literally beat me at my own game. But he's confused. Yeah, this guy is very dangerous, because he pretty much depends on the same tactics that I'm dependent on. Confuse them and then kill them. Okay, so the area I've just entered, there's the way that I've just come, and then there's two other options. And the way that I'm not going to go, I think, takes me to an area where there's, I think it's a Kotemon, and he says that going south will go to both servers kicking forest. And then this way that I have gone, I hope I have got this right, where there's not going to be a Digimon in this area. Okay, there's not a Kotemon there. I'm going to come down here, and there's going to be an area where there's going to be an Agumon, and he's going to tell me that going south will take me to the Jungle Grave Asuka server. There is an Agumon. Aha. Okay, so I have succeeded at the first stage of remembering the most efficient like path in the circuit board. I would bet money that Gigafire would take this guy out in one single, like, attack. Well, when I say that, I mean, when you use Gigafire, it's like 3 hits, and I mean, like, one set of 3 hits. I'm confident that that would take him out in one, but, again, it's about the MP, really. Now, my knowledge on these circuit boards isn't that great, because when I did this, my priority was just to know which circuit boards I need. But I did put some study into this, and I'm just trying to think it through, because I know I'm in the right, like, tunnel, but I don't exactly know off the top of my head precisely where to go, but I did put some study into it, and I seem to recall that I would encounter a Renamon, and I would need to go north from the Renamon, so north from this Renamon, which means up here, and not taking the alternative south path, because in this area there's like 2 like paths going south. One of them is where I came from, and one of them, well, the other one leads somewhere, I don't know where, but I don't think it's in the direction of the Black Agumon. And what to do here? No Digimon for a hint, no Digimon for a hint. But I'm gonna try this way, but I am kind of fiddling my way around. You know, I'm choosing this path over the path heading south, but I am kind of fiddling my way around a bit. It's just, from experience, I know roughly what these tunnels are like, and it's an educated guess that going up here is probably better. Well, it's a dead end, so it's either going to be Black Agumon or it's going to be nothing. And it is Black Agumon. And the black fake folder. And I know that this is quite a nuisance of a folder, because I know the first round he has 4 vicious hack-ins, and the second round I think he has 3 of those, or maybe 4 of those, like, chaos viruses which destroy non-black Digimon. Conclusion, I'm tempted to give my black folder a try, but I'm gonna go with the brown, but if I lose, then I'll try with the black. Thinking, is he going to trash one of these, or is he going to trash one of these? Just, if I use this and get a good program card, I reckon I have a hunch he'll trash it. But then, what if he trashes one of these? That's going to be... well, whatever I do, I'm probably taking a gamble, but I'm just going to use this and see what it does. Wait, he was going for a Digimon anyway. Although I don't want him to trash a Digimon every time, otherwise I'll have no Digimon. Well, he's not going to trash a Digimon card every time, because this vicious hacking is getting busted. Right, well, no matter what he does, I'm guaranteed one Digimon card. Although, what's going to happen to that Digimon card, I wonder? Because he's still got 2 more cards. Both Digimon, and that works fine. I think. Yeah, it does. Well, my Black War Greymon is going to be trashed by Chaos Viruses, and I think my other Digimon cards are going to follow that fate. I've got control parts though, where I can take one of his. Clips Undo to trash one of his, but then I've got 2 Deceive Cloaks, which are probably going to become 2 Charge Terminals. Or maybe not, because I've only got 1 Charge Terminal that I can take. Well, let's just use that and see what I get from it. That's pretty good. I've got 4 Digimon cards, I've got 2 control parts, I've got an Eclipse Undo, and if I get myself a vicious hack in, I can have a look at his hand and trash whatever I think is most threatening. I could get a series of Devimon, it seems. I'll let him trash my card. Wait, or do I want that? Oh, he's gonna... Hold on a minute. I've got 2 control parts, haven't I? With that, I can take his Devimon and rule out the chance of a combo. I've got an Eclipse Undo. Let's get rid of one of the Chaos Viruses and save myself a Digimon card. Okay, strike me. Wait, I don't need to use that. Okay, so I should probably be ending the part there. But I've made some steady progress. Thank you everyone for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next part.